Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, it's a bit of a tiring week so far. It's been one of those kind of weeks where I'm telling everyone, your English is very good, you're doing very well, as I collapse in a heap in the corner. But seriously, though, some of our news headlines today, quite scary. The first one is, where's the tomatoes? Well, that's a very good question because we can't find any. Tomatoes in the supermarket have disappeared, along with warnings about other fruit and veg. Well, certainly, anytime I've gone to buy eggs recently, I've noticed that there's a sign saying that you can only buy one carton of eggs, but tomatoes and fruit and vegetables, this is a little bit strange. Well, tomatoes, are they fruits or vegetables? I don't know how we classify those. I think they're fruits, aren't they? Tomatoes? I'm not sure because they act like vegetables, don't they? Well, however they define themselves or however we define them, one thing is for sure, we can't find any. Yeah, that's right, they've gone. Shopping in the UK at the moment for food feels a little bit like World War II. I'm expecting to go out one day and meet a bunch of women who are all going to talk about how rationing works and how we hope to see the troops coming home soon. It is getting a bit like that. It has that feeling of something being very, very wrong. I mean, tomatoes. How can you not have tomatoes? It just seems bizarre. I have made inquiries to find out why we can't get tomatoes, and it seems that it's because of Brexit. So, what was supposed to happen is Britain was supposed to start selling British tomatoes, and the legislation or the way that's going to work, the mechanism, has been delayed for 6 weeks. So we have all these tomatoes which can't be sold, and farmers are a little bit annoyed. I'm a little bit annoyed. I like a tomato, but really the whole idea, British tomatoes. I mean, I'm British. I've never seen any farms with tomatoes. I expect my tomatoes to say from Seville or Spanish tomatoes, but British tomatoes? Oh no. I don't like that idea at all. I mean, what's Britain famous for? Oh, it's tomatoes. No, I don't think so. No. And this is a problem for me, really, because I don't really like to be so British. Even when people ask me where I come from, if they're really lucky, they'll get the answer, oh, I'm from Britain. But they're not going to get I'm British. Oh, no, no, I don't. I like to think of myself as a global citizen, someone who has things in common with nice people, not a country which has young people who just lie on the streets drunk and do nothing. Oh no, no. Anyway, getting back to the tomatoes, it's not only tomatoes that have disappeared. Apparently, there's other fruit and vegetables. I remember my mother telling me that during the war, they didn't know what bananas were. My mother didn't see a banana until she was 10 years old. That's strange. Yeah. Meanwhile, I've got about 10 of them in the kitchen waiting to be eaten. But after that, will I be able to find my next banana? I don't know. And there's something which you certainly won't find in Britain. British grown bananas. I don't think so. Gee. So, yeah, I really hope this isn't the start of some kind of cull on European goods because I love the idea of eating Mediterranean food and these things. And I really hope that continues. Speaking of continuing, Speaking of continuing, have you heard the story in the news today about Shamima Begum? Oh, there's the story. Yeah, this is the girl who, when she was 15, she took her sister's passport. She, of course, lives in London, and she ran away and joined IS, that's the Islamic State in Syria. And she never came back and never contacted her family. And then she got married over there and had 3 kids, and then they died, sadly. She married a man from the Netherlands. This girl had British citizenship and also the citizenship of Bangladesh, because that's where her parents came from. And Bangladesh quickly took action to ensure that she would never be able to get into that country. England took action as well to revoke her citizenship. So now she has nowhere to go. And there was a big court case about it. The court ruled that she couldn't come here. But because Bangladesh have now revoked her citizenship as well, she technically doesn't have a country to belong to. So her dream is that she'll be able to come back here. I mean, she's quite frightening. She made a number of comments on the media, and then she apologized for those, and now she's a typical Western girl who regrets everything she's done. So the question is, should she be allowed to come back? Well, there'll be a government ruling on that at 10 a.m. British time today. So if you're interested, you can Google Shamima Begum later to see whether she'll be allowed back into the UK. I don't really have a view on it, but I mean, everybody else is here, so I don't see why she shouldn't be. And besides, if she comes back, I guess that she'll go straight to prison for terror offences, because she did go to fight for the other side. And speaking of war, this is another thing which needs to be mentioned. If there was a war in the UK, I don't know, fighting with whoever, I don't know which country would want to fight with us, but if there was a war, then I suppose most of us would want to fight for the other side, because we're such a diverse country. I mean, we're not nationalistic anymore. So I doubt very much if they would be able to find a lot of support for the army. I think most of us would be thinking, "Oh, let's see who the enemy is." But yeah, we don't really have British identities anymore. This is the thing, My parents' generation, they were very proud. We are British. For me, I'd be thinking, oh no, no, I'd much rather be somewhere else, please. Don't associate me with these people. But I think that's probably because many of us in the UK now lead very individual lives, and we suffer from something which you can call terminal difference. We have nothing in common with the person that lives next to us. And it's very sad. I've often said on these podcasts about my relationship with my neighbors. I just think my neighbors are really, really selfish. And it's just really sad. And here am I baking cakes for the little children, basket over the arm, giving apples to everyone I meet. Well, not quite. But my point is this, that we all could do a lot more to work together. And I think that's really important, because when bad things do happen, like wars and things, I think it's going to be a big shock for a lot of people. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Yes. Oh, poor Shamima, waiting for her fate to be decided, if she'll ever come back to the UK, or if she'll ever be allowed to come back to the UK. Who knows? Maybe this will be a landmark ruling which will allow lots of other people either to come back, or maybe it will affect others who will never be allowed to come back. But very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. So I'm waiting to hear the ruling about Shamima. I mean, 10 years ago, I think when all this started, she was completely covered, hijabbed, very, very Islamic. And now she's in the news looking like a really Western schoolgirl. But I mean, she was a child, so I guess that has to be taken into account when she left. So anyway, I wouldn't want to be the judge in that trial. Everyone has their view on it. Um, do I care? Well, not really. I don't think my view really counts for very much these days. So that's it from me. Enjoy your day. Bye.